Right, this is going to be a review of the New York Times story. The top tennis player in the world started here. And what the Times did is it went to the locations where some of the top tennis players in the world, where they began to play tennis when they were young. And they wanted to kind of give some perspective on where the athlete began to where they are now and how successful they've gone, just to see their humble beginnings. And they wanted to show visual and audio storytelling of how that all came about. So the landing page is pretty simple, and it's got some text that explains what the story is about, and a very nice background that gives it like the tennis feel. It's got the snowfall scrolling effect, which is really nice because you get a full view. And once you go to the first one, you'll see why that view is important, because it shows you a kind of like a live feed of where the court was where Djokovic played in Yugoslavia. So obviously the court's not there anymore. And as you can see here, if you click play with audio, you'll get to hear Djokovic's uncle on why that court isn't there anymore.
Right now, there is no more such a tennis court like it used to be before. The hard time came, and all these wars around the ex-Yugoslavia, the tourism suffer also. I think in the future there is some plans to rebuild the court over there. But now it's more about the basketball players up there.
So yeah, so you get a little background of what happened to the court, or how did it all begin, from a family member of Djokovic. That's really cool. Um, so yeah, and if you keep going, then the next athlete is Serena and Venus Williams, and their court was in Compton, and it's really cool to see like the kids playing there now, because you can kind of imagine Serena and Venus when they were younger going out there to play every day.
In the summertime, we would go as a family 6 days a week. We'd get there in the morning. We'd practice for several hours, then we'd break. And then oftentimes we would also go back to the park in the afternoon.
So as you can see, the story does not use much text, because it does all of its storytelling pretty much with the pictures of what the court looks like now, and the audio that they insert from a family member or a close relative or something like that. So it's just really cool. This one's in England for Andy Murray, and it's really cool to see like the kids practicing there now. Like I said, it gives the if you click on the audio, it gives the ambient feel of
When she came to the court, she always came with a little smile, all dressed up for tennis, with a
And I just love this because it's so simple, but it tells you like a complete story. It does not use a lot of text. It uses the audio and the background, which is the video, to kind of tell you like where these tennis players began. Like where they started playing, and by giving you this kind of fisheye look at the place, you get a sense of what it's like to be there. You can imagine some of the players in there. And the audio obviously has a whole different component.
As we say in Russia, the eyes are the mirrors of the soul. Sometimes you're talking with a kid.
So yeah, I really like this because it shows that you can tell a story with very little text and just really good visuals and really good audio.